and welcome to Ohh Positive. I am your host, Olivia Hunter. Ohh Positive is dedicated to giving viewers a dose of all that is good in this world. This vlog will be a news source of all things positive. Thus, I'm vlogging a better planet. Let's begin with a story with a happy ending. Kyle Camp, a 10-year-old boy with Down syndrome, went missing from his home in Hackleburg, Alabama. With the help of local law enforcement, the community, and man's best friends, Kyle was brought home safe and sound. Let's listen to his story.
Lost for more than 18 hours, Kyle, who has Down syndrome, was found on the family's 20-acre property, about a half-mile from his house in Hackleburg, Alabama. Kyle was last seen Tuesday afternoon watching TV at home. A short time later, his family noticed he was missing and began a frantic search for him. The community rallied. More than 150 volunteers and emergency workers searched a perimeter about 1.5 miles on foot and in the air through the night. At daybreak, the first sign of hope. The family's dog heard barking in the woods. That mother dog led volunteers straight to Kyle and her 4 puppies.
I heard the dogs barking again and followed him down there and started hollering for the puppies and hollering for him, and he hollered back. He was in the creek. I imagine that probably the little puppies kept him warm at one point, but it was rough. I asked him if he was all right, and he said yeah, and he said he just wanted to go home.
A volunteer carried Kyle out of the woods and into the arms of his mother, a family grateful for the safe return of their son.
My mama.
And thankful for his 4 best friends.
I love that story, and there's nothing like a hug from mom to make everything right in the world again. So, before we move on to our final story of today's vlog, I want to remind everyone to please go out and vote in our upcoming presidential election on November 6th. Remember, you are a voice in this world, and you deserve to be heard. So go, rock the vote, and let your voice be heard. So, as I vlog for a better planet, one of the things I feel contributes to the beauty of our planet is art. It is enjoyable. It can be a release. It could be a sense of joy. It could have intrigue.
This is something that no one could teach a person to do. This is truly a gift.
He's the coolest person in the world. Yeah, he's awesome.
Wow. Yeah, that was my first reaction.
It's hard to believe that somebody can do that with his fingers. I'm just blown away. I want to hear the entire story, how it all began.
Now, are you intrigued by who and what they are talking about? Sit back and enjoy Willard Wiggins' story of his unique talent of microsculpting and how it came to be.
Willard Wiggins had difficulty in school as a young child. He would often play hooky to avoid the painful humiliation from his teacher and peers. His teacher told him that he would amount to nothing and used him as an example of failure. Willard is dyslexic and has problems reading and writing. One day he left school and sneaked back to the shed, his hiding place outside his home in Birmingham, England. He was caught by his mother. Willard noticed a line of ants crawling on the floor and wondered where they were going. His mother told him that they needed a place to live.
So when she told me that, in my head I assumed that these ants needed somewhere to live. So I started making them small houses. And it was just from there, my whole world just was transformed into this microscopic world.
His sculptures are created in the eye of a needle or on a pinhead and can only be viewed through a powerful microscope.
So it's like an athlete. I just keep going, and to me, I think my work's too big, even though people are blown away by it.
He creates his own tools and uses a hair plucked from the back of a fly as his paintbrush. The process takes a great deal of concentration, and Willard has to work late at night and in between heartbeats while holding his breath.
Feel the pulse in my finger, because your art pumps blood around your body, and there's a pulse in your finger, and the pulse vibrates. So each time it stops, that's when I move. It's almost like putting yourself in almost a meditative state. It's an intensive concentration.
It takes an average of 3 to 4 weeks to complete a project. On some special projects, it can take several months.
And it's all about dexterity, patience, skill, It's like trying to put a pin through a bubble without bursting.
Next, for the man whose work is considered by some to be the 8th wonder of the world.
I'm just going to go smaller. It's like a challenge. It's a journey. You know, it's like every time I make a sculpture, it's like I listen to my mother. Even though my mother's passed away, her words are still in my head. The smaller my work, the bigger my name. Smaller my
Willard's hard work has paid off. Elton John, Prince Charles of Wales, Siegfried and Roy are just a few of Willard's biggest admirers and the owners of some of his creations. The pieces range from $40,000 up to $150,000. He sold a 70-piece collection for $20 million to David Lloyd, famous British tennis player. He received a letter from the Queen of England honoring him with an MBE, member of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire. It is one of the highest awards given in England.
That was probably one of the greatest moments of my life, because to receive an MBE, it doesn't just come easy, you know. Going to the palace and you know, seeing the red carpet, Prince Charles and the whole thing. I'm happy, but my work is like an atom, small but a big explosion.
He has showed us just how big nothing really is.
There's a saying in boxing, the punch you don't see is the one that knocks you out. And when people see this, it's going to knock them out. It's going to be a little punch, but it's going to knock them out.
Wow, such beautiful art and so cool. Can you imagine bullying and a discouraging teacher drove him to this amazing destiny? One just never knows. Willard Wiggin, I want to thank you for bringing such beautiful art to our world. Congratulations. Thank you for joining me here today on Ohh Positive. And please join me again next week for another vlog show. Also, please blog me or vlog me about great and positive things that have gone on for you this week. I really look forward to hearing from you. And as your week goes on and you go through, I want you to focus on these things. I want you to focus on whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things that are lovely, whatsoever things that are of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. Thank you. God bless, and bye for now.